Welcome back! My name is Baller Scuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1983, and we are still in Wizardry 3. When we last left off, we talked a bit about the brief backstory of the creation of Wizardry 3, and then we delved into the game's manual. We talked about the lore and the story of not only this game, but a little bit of the previous two games, and we got kind of a sense of what we will be doing in this third game. Now we're in the game itself. I have done a little bit of work off screen in order to import the characters in. Let me briefly talk about that because it seems to be quite a hassle online. But the big problem that I encountered was that I could not, no matter how hard I tried, get the characters from Wizardry 2 to come into this game. So I had to use what I could from Wizardry 1 to bring them in. So what I ended up doing is I had three folders. I had my main Wizardry 3 folder, that's kind of like my working folder. I have a backup of Wizardry 1 scenario disk in a second folder, and a backup of the Wizardry 3 save disk in a third folder. So I would start with my working folder, boot up the game, try to move the characters in. When they asked for the original disk, the source disk, I would copy Wizardry 1's scenario disk. I renamed it Wizardry 3 and put it into my working folder. Then I could move the characters in. Then they ask where you wanted to move them. And then I would take up the backup from Wizardry 3, rename that Wizardry 3 basically again to overwrite it. And then I would put that into my working folder. It would move them over. It would then say there was an error, but I close it, reopen the game itself, and there are all my characters. So it's a complicated process to make this work, but that is how I was able to get it done. Seems to be the only way that I've been able to find that anybody's able to get it done, outside of just, well, basically cheating and manually putting the characters into the code itself, which was also an option for me, but I was able to work around that. There are a little bit of leftovers in it, so let's get into the game. We're back in Llylgamyn. We have Gilgamesh's Tavern here. Not sure why the manual said Gigamesh's, but that's what it said. We have the Adventurers Inn, the Temple of Cant, Boltax Trading Post, and Edge of Town. Should look very familiar. Let's go ahead and go to Edge of Town, and we will go to the training. We do need to kind of inspect what's going on with the characters that I have, and we'll deal with the rest of the bugs. We will inspect the characters. As you can see, there are 4 characters here that don't have any names, but I brought in all of our characters. We got Durin, Gimli, Bilbo, Elrond, Fizzlewick, and Haleth, and then our second party of Thorin, Dane, Frodo, Galadriel, Aaron, and Faramir. So let's go ahead and look at the roster of characters, and we can get a sense of what happened with those weird ones in the middle there. As you can see, there are 4 characters that are bugged out, and I have no idea why. But we'll go ahead and delete them. That's pretty much it. 2 of them are dead. The other ones don't have an alignment. I don't understand what happened there, but we'll just go ahead and delete all these characters. Trying to go a little bit slow, but don't want to make a mistake, but I need to get through this. All right, so we'll delete all of those. All right, so now our roster of characters is a lot cleaner. Notice that nobody is dead, nobody is lost. This will not work if those are the case. So we're going to need to inspect a character, because these are all characters that were just imported in. These are our legacy characters. These are our ancestors, so to speak. We need to basically generate the next generation. And this is the least fun way that I've ever had of doing that. We'll start with Durin here. You can inspect him, you can delete him, you can change his class, you can alter his password. But what we want to do is legate him, I guess is how they're going to phrase it, but we're going to hit L here. The rite of passage ceremony now begins. The temple priests link up this ancestral spirit with its descendant. That is actually a typo on its. There's not supposed to be an apostrophe there. Choose an alignment for descendant. Because Durin is a samurai, he can only be good or neutral. For almost every character, like as many characters as you can, you want to be neutral. And we'll talk about why that is as we get into the dungeon itself, but I will kind of spoil it a little bit by saying that there are certain parts of the dungeon that good characters cannot go into and evil characters cannot go into. Those, of course, are different parts of the dungeon, but for most exploration purposes, we're going to want to go with neutral. So stick with as many neutral characters as you can. I think we're going to have a couple times that we're not going to be able to do that, but we'll do what we can. So we will go with neutral for Durin here. All right, so now we have Durin done. We'll go down the list and just keep moving forward. And Gimli can be anything. He's going to be neutral as a result. Bilbo only can be neutral and evil. This is what happens when you burgle too much, Bilbo. All right, we will go back in to Elrond. Elrond can only be good or evil. And this is kind of a thing with the bishop, but this is also why I brought as many characters as I can, because there's going to be certain parts of the dungeon that Elrond cannot go into. I'm going to make him good, and we'll just move on. Because Elrond's a good character, just in my mind, that's how it works. Then we will go with Fizzlewick. Fizzlewick is a priest, so then we will go with good again. And that's just going to be the way that we're going to go. We're going to have kind of a good party and kind of an evil party. Not the way that I would like this to go, but it's the way that it has to go. All right, and then we have a mage, like it, and you're going to be neutral because I can. Once again, if I can, I'm going to make as many people neutral as I can. Let's go ahead and inspect. We'll start with our second group. We'll start with Thorin here. And you're going to be neutral. Inspect. We have Dane up next. You're my samurai, so you are going to be neutral. And then we have Frodo. Doesn't do as well as a thief, but I kind of wanted to stick with Hobbit, so that's why Frodo is a thief, and you will be neutral. Next up, we have Galadriel. Galadriel, for some reason, turned evil on me. That's just the way that I'm going to have to say it. Yeah, just because I'm going to need some evil characters if I want to explore everything. And the way that I want to do these series is that I want to explore as much as I can. So now we have Galadriel, the evil bishop. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. And then we have Aaron, who will be evil. Go ahead and leave that. And Faramir, which is always kind of a weird choice for a mage, but I kind of ran out of human names from Lord of the Rings, and not too many magic casters among the humans. But we'll go with neutral for you. Okay. So now we can go to Gilgamesh's Tavern, and we can add some characters. We will just go with our starting 6, I believe. We will go with Durin, Gimli, Bilbo, Elrond, Fizzlewick, and Haleth. All right, so let's inspect these characters. Let's see what we were able to get as a result of having quite the legacy. Don't get your hopes up. Taking a look at Durin here. As you can see, he's got really good stats. He's at 15 across the board, and that has a lot to do with me bringing them forward. We also have the chevron and the D for, having quite the lineage. We have 500 gold, no no EP, no experience points yet. But we do have access to 2 mage spells. As you can see, though, he doesn't know many. He's only got 8 HP, so we're going to have to do some work on him. He's got an AC of 10. We have to do some work on him. We can read the mage spells, and he does have access to Halito and Catino already. That is nice to see. So let me look at what those do, because it's been a while. If you have forgotten, Halito does 1 to 8 damage on the enemy, and Catino does, it's a sleep spell. So that sleep spell is going to be very useful. I can use 2 of them on a run, so that'll be somewhat useful. In terms of equipment, he's not holding anything, so I can't do anything. He's not going to be my identifier. That, of course, will be Elrond. Let's take a look at Gimli next. Pretty much the same. 15s across the board, 500 gold, 8 HP, 10 AC. No access to spells, though, because Gimli is my fighter. All right, next up we have Bilbo. Bilbo, 15s across the board, 500 gold, 8 HP, 10 AC. So right now, they're all kind of in the same ballpark. Elrond, though, 15 across the board, 500 gold, 8 HP, 10 AC. Has access to 2 mage spells and 2 priest spells. We'll start with the mage, Halito and Kalino again. The priest spells are Dios and Badios. Dios is a healing spell, 1 to 8 points of damage, or heals, I guess you could say, 1 to 8 points, basically. And then Badios is a basic attack spell of 1 to 8 damage as well. All right. Now we can look at Fizzlewick. Fizzlewick has access to 2 priest spells, 15s across the board, 8 HP, 10 AC. Yeah, because I had really good characters coming in, that's why my characters are still really good right now. And then, I mean, we can check, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same spells. Yeah, Dios and Badios. I, of course, want more from Fizzlewick. So far right now, Elrond's basically my best character. And then we have Halith. Halith, 15s across the board, 8 HP, 10 AC, 500 gold. Everything is pretty much the same on most of my characters, except for the spells so far. That, of course, will change. And then you have access to Halito and Catino. All right, so using these characters, we're going to go ahead and purchase what we need moving forward. We will start with Durin here. I'm going to go ahead and buy. Let me make sure I'm buying the right things here. So, it's been a while for me, so I want to make sure we're all on the same page here. The broadsword is probably going to be the best for the samurai. No, the mace might be better. Let's see, 1 to 8, 2 to 6. Let me do the math in my head. 1 to 8 turns into 4.5 average. 2 to 6 turns into 4 average. So the broadsword is the better way for me to go. So I'm going to go with the broadsword. Actually, though, battle axe is really nice. I don't remember them giving me a battle axe to start. Let's move forward, see what is available. Battle axe might be the way that I want to go, though. Dagger is not good. The flail, nope. The battle axe is better if he's got access to it. Round shield, heater shield. Let's take a look at those. The round shield has an AC of 1. Heater shield has 2. So if I can get 2, I want 2. Mage's robes, obviously not going to be super helpful for me. We have the cuirass, which is an AC of 2. The hauberk has an AC of 3. Like, I'm going to have to spend so much money here. Breastplate has an AC of 4. Plate armor has 5. So maybe Durin's not the best place for me to start. We'll start with people that can't purchase a lot and then kind of move from there. Then we have the helmets. We start with the sallet, AC of 1. Another sallet. And then we have the potion of Dios and Latu Mophis. We have a short sword +1, broadsword +1. Cannot afford those, even if I pull all my money together. Then we have the scrolls for Catino. Then we have the +1s. Not going to help me. The gloves of iron are going to be helpful eventually, but still can't afford those. That's all my money together right now. and then it's circling back around. So we'll actually start with Halleth here. Halleth will start because there's not a lot I can purchase with Halleth here. So as you can... Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Dog decided wizardry is the best time to bark. So we are going to purchase what we can for Halleth, which is not going to be a lot, right? And that's kind of why I'm starting with her. We are going to purchase. We're going to get that staff, just what you needed, because it's pretty much the only thing that you can use. Technically, there is a dagger as well, but I'm not a huge fan of giving my my mage characters daggers. We'll go ahead and purchase the mage's robes here as well. Just what you needed. All right, and then we will move forward. I think that's going to be all that you can really do. All of the potions and scrolls are going to be far too expensive for me. Yeah, and now we're circling around again. So we're good with Halleth. Let's go ahead and come in with Fizzlewick. See what Fizzlewick can purchase, which is probably, once again, not going to be too much. The mace is definitely better than the staff, though. What else do you have access to? You can use the flail, which might be the best thing for you. Yeah, I remember Fizzlewick kind of having more access than I anticipated. So we will start by purchasing the flail for you. The flail is 1 to 7 as opposed to 2 to 6. That's the same. The flail and the mace are the same. So I'm going to go with the mace in order to save money, because the math works out the same. So I might as well take the mace. All right, we'll go forward. You can get the round shield or the heater shield. Ultimately, I don't need a lot of defense for Fizzlewick up front, so we're going to kind of go with the lesser of the options that are available. So we'll get the round shield. We will get the cuirass. And what else do we have? That's essentially it for now. All right, so we can leave. And then we will have Elrond come in. We'll see what Elrond can purchase. I remember you having access to the mace at least. Right, the mace. And you cannot use the flail. So let's circle around and we will purchase that mace for you. Mace. And we will move forward. We'll get that round shield. We'll get the... Actually, let's get the cuirass here. And I think that'll be it for you as well for now. Yes. All right, so then we go in with Bilbo. Bilbo should have access to very little. I think the short sword is 1 to 6. And the hand axe is 1 to 4. All right, so short sword it is. Yeah. Not too surprising. I want more from Bilbo all the time. Like, that's just the way that it's worked this entire game, this entire series, I should say. I've always wanted more for Bilbo than what he can do for me. But we're going to need some defense on you. So we're going to get you the best defensive stuff that I can, which is not much. Purchase there. The problem is that if I don't have him in the front line, he's basically useless for most of the fights. So I end up using him as much as I can. All right, and I think that's going to be it. That is it. Okay, so what we're going to do is leave Gilgamesh, inspect. We'll start with Halleth here. We want to equip 1 and 1. We want Fizzlewick next, and we will equip 1, 1, 1. We want Elrond next, and we will equip 1, 1, 1. And Bilbo can equip 1, 1, 1. All right. So now they're all equipped as best as I can really do this early on. Let's go back to Boltac and we will have Durin pool all his gold. So 500 now it's 2380. In my mind, I'm splitting that in half, and that's what I can use on Durin. I wanted to get that number in order to purchase for him properly. So I think where I wanted to start was the battle axe. I mean, I need a good weapon here. So we will start with that battle axe for you. That's going to be the best thing that both Durin and Gimli will be able to use, I think, at this point. All right. Yeah, the flail, it's 1 to 7 damage. The battle axe is 3 to 8. Hold on again. All right, back to purchasing things. We will get you the heater shield, because that's going to be better for you. And I need your AC as low as possible, because you are the two main targets. Over here, this is where I have to, in my mind, split things in half. I can purchase the breastplate for you. I can't get the plate armor for you yet. So let's go ahead and get the breastplate. The sallet is going to be useful, but yeah, that's just the only one that I can afford. So that's what you get. You get the sallet. Purchase the sallet. And I think that's going to be all that I can do with you. But let's double check here. Yeah, I don't really want to do the heater +1. That's pretty much the same. The gloves of iron. Yeah, it's not really worth it right now, considering how much money I have. All right, so we will leave with you. Go in with Gimli, pool the gold. So now you have everything. And we'll pretty much go the same route. We'll get you the battle axe. We will get you the heater shield. I mean, there was the heater +1, but it's just too expensive, as you can see. Purchase the heater shield. And purchase the breastplate. And the sallet. Now, I still have some money together, but not, not enough to really purchase anything that I'm kind of crazy needing here. All right, so we can have you guys go back to Gilgamesh's Tavern, and now we can equip. And now he has an AC of 3, which is much better than the 10 that we started with. And we can do the same with Gimli here, and it should be the same. AC of 3. Okay, and then we will divvy the gold, which should have split the gold between everybody. Yep, we have 123 per person. That's just trying to make things a little bit easier for me. All right, so I'm still not a fan of using the Adventurer's Inn. We probably will only do that when absolutely necessary. Don't try to heal there. Just go in and out as necessary. We've kind of talked about that before. All right, so let's go to the edge of town, and we will go to the maze. Our first entry into the maze. We are ready to go as of right now. All right, so the stairs down. Remember that I said that we were going to be going basically through a volcano. We're going up a mountain that's been causing earthquakes, which to me says volcano. That means that stairs going down are the way out, not the way moving forward. So we're going to start here. We'll explore a little bit, but we probably won't get too much into it because I'm going to need to do some level grinding because everybody's level 1. We can move forward. We're heading north at this point through this, and then I should be able to turn... No, we're actually facing east and starting east. So this is the way that I want. Yeah, that's the way that we came up here. Am I in the right spot? I might not be in the right spot because I am lost. But I got into an encounter here. I surprised the Corsairs. Let's at least get a couple fights in here. Fight, fight, fight. Parry, parry, parry. Pretty standard to start, right? Durin misses. Bilbo does 1 damage. Gimli does 7. And I didn't kill a single one, and that's kind of scary. So fight, 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 spell. We want to do Catino here. We want to do with you, Halito. Wait, no. Wrong one. That you have Dios and Badios. And you can also do a Catino. Like, we're not messing around here. They're all still alive, and that's very scary to me. Corsair does 7 damage. All right, we got 3. We got 3 out of 4. 4 out of 5 are now asleep. And Haleth does the last one. All right, so we got 1. They're Garian captains. That's not good. Fight, fight, fight. Spell Dios on Durin there. Spell Dios on Durin. And Halito, I guess. All right, we're going to need you guys to put these to sleep. Yeah, 1. There we go. Now full healed. Garian Captain. Wait, what? How many are... Like, some of them woke up already. This is not good. Like, this is the hardest first fight that I've had. And, like, because I'm lost, I'm not sure what's going on. Like, that shouldn't have... Like, maybe the game's a little bit more bugged than I thought. But we're going to keep going. Fight, fight, fight. We can have you Catino again. You can Dios you. And we can have you parry, I guess, because I used all your spells already. Bilbo misses. Nobody goes to sleep. Miss, miss, miss. Bilbo gets hit for 3 damage. Durin is healed. Durin misses. Durin, you're not living up to your name here. All I can do is fight, 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 parry, parry, parry. This is not good. Am I going to die in the first round? In the first fight? If everybody keeps missing, that is entirely a possibility. Everybody's awake now, too. Gimli is killed. Really hoping that went the other way. Durin is killed. This is all I can do. This was a really difficult fight to start. Really difficult. Bilbo is killed. There's still 4 of them alive. There were 5 to start. Yeah, this is all I can really do this early on. Like, I used all my spells except for Durin, but that didn't really count in my mind. Once again, this is kind of a hard game to start. It's always had that reputation. Fizzlewick goes down. We got 1 more. Jeez. So much for the legacy of all our characters here. Haleth goes down. It's Elrond versus 3 of you. All right, well, we got 1, but Elrond goes down. Your entire party has been slaughtered. Press that to leave this. All right, well, that is going to do it for today's video on Wizardry. Wizardry 3, I should say. When we come back, I'll have done some level grinding so that hopefully this doesn't happen again. Once again, having backup save files for these games is highly recommended. I'm going to use one of those backup saves. I'm going to go through this again. I'm going to do some level grinding, and hopefully when we come back, I'll be able to handle, the first fight. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you laughed. I hope you learned. I hope to see you next time for more Wizardry 3. Thanks for watching.